That is one of the things that's really interesting to me. Like, sure, I can be like, hey, look, here's the single point of failure in the system, right?
Yep.
If you can fuzz this and get it to return a domain that is not,
Blocked.
in this specific allow list or whatever, then we've got an SSRF or whatever,
perfect.
right? And then hand it to the AI and let it do all of the intelligent fuzzing, and in context aware stuff. But that's me, using the AI sort of as a tool, and my
Right.
context is greater than the AI's context. And I'm wondering if it's ever going to get to the point where my context is lower and the AI's context is greater. And that is how we hack.
Yeah. So let's, just for the topic of this conversation, it might not be called this, but for this conversation, let's call that a black bot hacking, like a hack bot,
Okay.
right? So for black box hack bots that basically are just like set to go hack on a domain.
Mhm.
And then it comes back, it's like less of a tool and more of like a fully embodied agent, right? And then it comes back to you and it's like, hey, these are the leads. I think for a lot of those, you will be able to very quickly, like, let's say it came back to you as a front end guy and it's like, hey, I think there's a client side patch reversal here. And here's my request that's a POC, and here's the response that appears, and here's the screenshot from the headless browser. Is this true? You don't think you'd be able to vet it without having to like dig up some context?
Absolutely.
Or you could,
absolutely.
yeah. And so I think that that's the case. There will be some that are really complex. It's like, I don't know if this is working or not, but I think that in general, those are going to be the ones that are the last to be found. I think that like, the AI says, I think XSS is popping here because here's the input, here's the response from the server, and here's the screenshot of the alert box. And you're like, well, that's a pretty closed shut case, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And so, so I think that it just really varies vulnerability to vulnerability. And maybe that's why it gets so complex to like talk about, is because there are some bugs that AI will like not be able to find for 10 years, maybe, or 30 years, right? Like, but there are a lot of other vulnerabilities that I think AI will be able to find. And as soon as the price point is low enough where they can spin up, well, I always call this the hackbot singularity. But if there's a point at which you can spin up a hackbot and it costs $10 to run, but it makes you $20 in bounties, any sane person is just going to spin up as many as they can until it becomes non-profitable, right?
Right.